Your life experience, good or bad, is a gift when you share it with others. At TaxiChronicles, we allow real riders with real stories to share their gift. So hopefully this episode will intrigue, enhance or inspire you. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Morning. Yes, we're back with another episode, another rider. Today we've got the honour to have a StudioRunner, in the house, and he's going to explain to us how he became a studio runner, what motivates him, the kind of typical day and the duties, and what is expected to be a studio runner. So nice to have you here today.
Nice to be here.
Okay, so tell us, why a studio runner?
Well, basically I come from a film background, and I always thought I'd be on film sets and in film studios, and after I graduated I was looking for film jobs primarily, and this one really stood out to me. And even though it's for art, not film, I thought this, a studio's the studio at the end of the day. So I'll be doing all the same jobs, but instead of making films, we'll be making art.
So you say you come from a film background?
Yeah.
Is that like your parents were in the film business as well, or you just did a degree in it?
I did a degree in it. So I did 3 years degree, but then my 2 years of college before that were all film and media as well. So I've been doing film all this time up until now, really.
What inspires you about film? Why do you love film so much?
I think it's the most accessible art form. It right up there with music, and you can touch the hearts of so many different people all around the world for something that you're passionate about, and I think that's lovely. And films don't have to be touching necessarily; they can be shit, but really interesting. And as long as they spark an emotion of some kind, then I think you're doing a good job, and that's what I find inspiring about them.
You know what? That really resonates with me, because I'm a person in the cinema who'll be like, "Run! No!"
yeah.
Well, black people, we're very passionate when it comes to watching movies and stuff like that. Don't do that, bitch! No! Yeah, that kind of thing. But it does spark the emotion where you feel that you're in there.
Yeah.
And I remember watching a film called City of God.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And after that, I was really tired when I went to watch that movie. And at the end, the person I was dating at the time, we were 5 minutes into that movie, we turned to each other at the same time. We're like, "This is really good, isn't it?" And it's like, yeah, we was wide awake. And then when we came out, people were kind of lingering. And it's like 2-3 in the morning.
Yeah.
It's a really late. The film started at 11:30. It's a long film, 3-hour film. And people were just talking to each other. They didn't know each other. So that's really good. Should we go back in and watch it? Hey, Mr. Cinema Manager, come on, put it back on. So really captivated us.
Yeah.
So I see what you're saying. And I remember watching True Lies.
Oh, yeah.
In Elephant Castle Cinema.
Nice.
Obviously it's knocked down now.
Yeah.
And it was packed. And we were sitting in the aisle because we used to pay just to give the man the pound. It used to be £1.
Yeah.
So I used to give the £1. If it was full, I give the £1 to the guy who takes the ticket.
Yeah.
And just go and sit in the aisle.
Oh, really?
It's so fucked up. There's cockroaches dropping from the ceiling. There's rats. People having sex in the corner. It's all. But the film was. The whole cinema was roaring.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good. That's really. And I never looked at it as an art form.
No.
But it is.
It can be whatever you want it to be.
I've ranted enough. So back to you. Back to you now. So what's your favourite movie?
Oh, that's the hardest question to ask a film nerd.
Okay. What's your favourite genre?
I'd say that's even harder. I've got a few favourite films.
All right. What about this? Are you a DC or a Marvel man? Be careful what you say. I've got an ejector seat button here.
I don't think I've seen many DC films other than Batman. Really? Are you DC? Are you DC?
DC all the way, man.
But I don't want to like Marvel because I don't know. There's something just so uninspiring about them.
Yeah,
but I've seen more Marvel, I guess.
Yeah, because Marvel owned DC. and
Yeah.
that's the only way that you kind of think. But I would always argue DC make better movies because they're real trauma movies.
Okay.
If you think of Batman, Superman, they
Yeah.
all lost their parents died in front of them,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. It's always Joker, Two-Face, all these different people. It's traumatic. When the other ones are like force and God, there's nothing
Yeah.
really going on. And they kind of twist the story to be more like a DC movie now.
Yeah.
But DC runs the show. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah. Well, my favourite superhero is Batman. So.
Fair enough.
There you
Right. I reset the
Am I
ejector seat.
back in the car? Back in
You're
the car.
back in the car now. Back in the car. So, as a studio
Runner.
thank you. What are your responsibilities?
Just making sure all the little jobs that need done in the studio get done, no matter whether it's doing the shopping or doing painting for original artworks, or I walk his dogs sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's anything really.
So you're a very humble person.
I don't know. I don't think that's for me to say.
No, well, I would say, because you get a lot of young people who say, I'm not doing that, I've just got my degree,
Yeah.
I want lots of money and I want to be able to do this and do that. But you kind of, from what I'm hearing, it's like you understand the concept of earning your way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's really, really good. So, excuse me, what have you learned so far, and you've been there a couple, 2-3 months,
Yeah.
that you wish you knew when you had started?
Don't worry about asking for help. People will always be more accepting of someone who doesn't know but wants to know than someone who doesn't know and is just trying to budget. So never try and budget if you don't know how. Just ask, because when you're starting at such an entry level position, they want to train you up their way. So they're more than happy to teach you the right ways, the right skills. Because face it, like most of these jobs you've never done before. If you're hands-on constructing canvases or shaping bits of sculpture, you might not have done any of that before, and they're very happy to teach you. You just got to be a sponge and pick it all up.
Do you think it was necessary to do the degrees and the route that you've taken to get to where you are today?
I don't know. I'd say in my for film, which is what my passion is, I'd say absolutely, because it's given me such a vast network of people and friends who I no doubt I'm going to work with in the future. Because I'm going to get them jobs, they're going to get me jobs. You know, that's how it works.
Have you created any short films?
Yes, yeah, I created a few at uni.
You got your own YouTube channel?
Unfortunately, they haven't come out yet. So we were making them during COVID, and then when lockdown happened, we couldn't get into the editing suites. But I'm starting to think that I'm just making excuses now, and I just need to get them out.
A good old bolt cutter would have got you in.
Yeah.
A metal saw.
It would have got me in, but I think it would have got me expelled
You
as well.
just replaced the lock later. Yeah. If you really want it, yeah. Look at this now, these cyclists. But these are worse than e-scooters, cyclists.
Yeah.
Standard. Yeah. But yeah. So what's the future hold for you?
Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna be at the art studio for as long as until I'm bored, really. And then I think I'll go back to film. I'll probably start at a similar level in film, but you know, I'll be learning more skills, and I don't care if I'm at the bottom, because that's how you get to the top.
Okay. You spoke about the guy who's remaining anonymous. In music. He does artwork for music as well.
Yes.
So
well, he has done.
he has.
Just the one, yeah.
Oh, just the one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not very common then.
No.
Okay. Because I was thinking that's a great way of expanding your network.
Well, I think the person is so high up. I don't think he'd need anyone like me.
No, but you never know.
Well, that's true.
You never know. then maybe if you need any more work, let us know.
Yeah, very true. I should just start printing my own cards and giving them to all the guests who come around.
I'm not sure if you're a guy who like that, but
No.
I hear you in that respect. What would be your advice to another younger person who's entering into the field that you're in now?
Make sure that you can afford to do it, because it's not very well paid, but that's okay, because what you're gaining in the people that you're meeting is so much more valuable than money, I'd say. And I'm from a fortunate position where I'm living with my girlfriend, so we're splitting the rent, splitting the bills and everything. But as long as you can afford to do it and you've got the time, then just go for it. There's nothing stopping you.
The last question, you've been a great guest, I'm going to ask you, is what's the impact you want to have on the world?
Wow. I don't know. I think I just want to be locally good. I think we can all say that we want to change the world, but so few of us can do that. Down the line, I just want to be a good dad when it comes to it, and I want to make the people around me happy, and I think that's all I want to do, really, just make people happy.
You got children already?
No, when I become a dad.
Oh, you're planning? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's good. That's good. I love you. You got a man with a plan.
Yeah.
Come here. This is. Okay. Well, thanks a lot for that.
Well, thank you for your lovely taxi.
And where can people find you if they want to use your services?
I don't really have anything, so
okay.
So this one's on me.
Okay, no problem. We hope you liked that Taxi Chronicles interview. Don't forget to share and subscribe to get the latest episode. Ever considered investing in the continent with the fastest growing economies and population on Earth? The same continent that holds 30% of the world's known natural resources. Listen to our sister podcast, Africa Investor Stories, where you hear real investors with real stories from around the world share their experience of investing in Africa. We post Monday and Thursday at 10 a.m. British Standard Time.